Okay, today we're going to talk about 2.3, which is angles at a point. Now it's very important to make sure that you write these down and understand them. There's a lot of information going to be coming your way in this topic. Alright, so adjacent angles are angles that are next to each other, side by side. The most important thing is that they share a vertex and an arm. So you can see on these two angles, so angle A, OB, and angle BOC, they share a vertex, which is here. They also share this arm here, the coloured arm. So that is how you know whether they are adjacent angles. These are some examples of adjacent angles. So they need to be side by side and they need to share a vertex and an arm. And you can see that is happening in all of these pairs of angles. Okay, so adjacent angles are pairs of angles that share a vertex and share an arm. So this one shares a vertex and an arm. These angles here share a vertex and this arm. Same here, this angle and this angle share the vertex and they share the arm. That is what makes them adjacent. Alright, so these are examples of angles that are not adjacent. You can see that they do not share a vertex or an arm. Now some of them, like this one, so we've got this angle here and this angle, they share a vertex, don't they? But they don't share a common arm. Same here. So this is this angle here. We've got three angles here. They share the vertex, but they don't share a common arm, so they're not adjacent. Alright, so another type of pairs of angles are vertically opposite angles. So vertically opposite angles are when two lines intersect. You've got angles here. They are vertically opposite each other. So these ones are vertically opposite angles. And these ones are actually also vertically opposite angles even though they go horizontally. So they are opposite each other. And vertically opposite angles are equal. So if this angle is 75 degrees, then this angle will be 75 degrees. So we've got this one, 75 degrees, and then these two here, 105, vertically opposite each other. Alright, so they are vertically opposite and they are equal. Rightio, so we've got another type of pairs of angles which are complementary angles. So the complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. So you can see this is one angle, this is one angle. 60 and 30 equals 90 degrees. And we can also see that it's 90 degrees because you can tell it's a right angle. There is also, if it has a symbol like this, square symbol like that, it means that it is 90 degrees as well. It's a right angle. Now the angles here, they're adjacent and they're also complementary. So complementary means they add up to 90, but these are also adjacent because they share a vertex and an arm. Alright, now supplementary angles, they add up to 180 degrees. So that is what makes it supplementary, whether the two angles, so we've got one angle here, another angle here, and together 120 and 60, that adds up to 180 degrees, so they are supplementary. Now these are also adjacent because they share a vertex and an arm as well. Okay, now perpendicular lines, you just need to know that when they meet at a right angle, when two lines meet at a right angle, they are called perpendicular. And like I said before, this symbol here, that means that it's a right angle. So when you see that symbol, it means that the angle is a right angle, and you know automatically that it's 90 degrees. Alright, now what I want you to do is identify these angles as vertically opposite, supplementary, complementary, or they might not even be any of them. So make sure you're having a look at your definitions that you wrote down as you're doing this, and pause it for each slide so that you can work it out before I tell you the answer. Alright, so number one here. So I'll talk you through this one. You might already be able to see. This is 120 and 60, so that equals 180. So the angle that equals 180 is a supplementary angle. Now, something else we need to be aware of is there are symbols that we need to use in our working out when we are adding up angles. So the symbol for the supplementary angle looks exactly like a supplementary angle. It's like this. Okay, I'll try and draw that a bit better. So, okay, so the curved line there means that the whole angle there is 180 degrees. So we know that a straight line equals 180 degrees. So that's the symbol for supplementary angles. And yes, I was right. Woohoo! Another one. Now, are these supplementary, complementary, vertically opposite, or none of the above? Alright, now this is a bit tricky here because it's not adjacent because it doesn't share a vertex and an arm, but they are actually complementary because they add up to 90 degrees. So those angles are complementary to each other. Now the symbol for complementary is this. Okay, so that is the symbol for complementary. So can you please make sure that you note these symbols down as well in your maths rules. You don't have to draw these diagrams. I just want you to write that that is a complementary symbol. Alright, so complementary angles, and oops, that was a supplementary symbol. Goodness, I'm teaching you the wrong thing. Alright, complementary symbol, of course, just testing you before. Alright, this one, number 3, you can probably tell straight away what this is. You can see that it's a pair of angles across here. Vertically opposite angles. Okay, so they're opposite each other. Now the symbol for this is that one. Okay, so they are vertically opposite angles, so that's the symbol that you need to show for vertically opposite angles when you're doing your working out. Alrighty, what about this one? Remember, you need to add it up and see what it makes, and then you can work out whether it's complementary, supplementary, or vertically opposite. And it is none of the above. 60 plus 40 is 100. Does not add to 90 and it does not add to 180. So it is none of those. Okay, what about this one? Correct. Vertically opposite angles, remember. The symbol for that is this one. Okay, so they're vertically opposite each other this way. That means they're vertically opposite angles. I hope you got this one right. Supplementary angles, it adds up to 180 degrees. 135 and 45 is 180 degrees. And remember, the symbol for that is this one. Supplementary angles. Alrighty, now we can use what we've learnt about complementary and supplementary angles, vertically opposite, those sorts of things, to find the value of a missing angle without using a protractor. Even though we know how to use our protractor, you don't have to when you know information about certain types of angles. So this is an example of how you might find the value for A here in this angle. So we've got one angle here, one angle here. One angle is 65 degrees, and we can see that it's 90 degrees by looking at it because that's what we know about angles. But we can also, if it had this symbol here, that would mean that it's a right angle and it adds to 90 degrees. So you have to basically work out that A equals 90 minus 65, whatever's left over between that, which is 25. And let's put a little degree symbol. Alright, we also need to make sure we put the symbol in when we're doing our working out, the symbols that I showed you previously. Now we would use the complementary symbol here. We put that above our working out to show us that we understand, because complementary angles add to 90 degrees, this is the answer for this problem. Alright, now I want you to have a go at this by pausing the video and working out what angle B would equal. Okay, so we're going to write our working out. First of all, I'm going to draw my symbol because I know this is supplementary angles, pairs of angles, so I'm going to draw the supplementary symbol, and that means that they add to 180 degrees. So B equals 180 minus 45. Alright, so we need to work out what 180 minus 45 is. And that's 135 degrees. So B, angle B equals 135 degrees. Because it equals 180 altogether, and they're supplementary angles. Alright, what about this one? Well, you don't even need any working out with this one because it's vertically opposite. You can work out that, we'll put the symbol first, vertically opposite angles. So C equals 35 degrees. Because they're vertically opposite, they are equal. Another word for equal is congruent. So that's as easy as that. Okay, this is a bit trickier. We've got a few more lines to look at here, which could be confusing. However, if you look at it closely, you can see that it's a vertically opposite angle. So here, so therefore, using our vertically opposite angle symbol, A equals 140 degrees because vertically opposite angles are equal. Alrighty, now this is a bit trickier. It looks like it's within a rectangle. But we can see here, and if you know that a rectangle equals 360 degrees and each corner is 90 degrees here, so this should have a little symbol there. So that would mean that it's complementary and B equals 90 degrees, take away 40, and that equals 50 degrees. It's as easy as that.